Sweet 16, so two coaching vets going toe-to-toe here on the sideline. Paul Sells, Raymond Matilli, and Eric Curry, your officials tonight from Denver.
Coach McDermott doesn't have on the green shoes tonight.
That's a good observation. He had the green dunks on Friday, but he said since we're playing a green team in Baylor, he's going to keep it in the closet here tonight, Avery. Tip going to Baylor.
Ooh, good pick.
Yeah, Keontae George trying to free him up. He takes the first shot, the floater not there. George, I'm sorry, was 9 points, but he was 2 of 9 shooting on Friday.
Look for George to be more aggressive to start this game. I believe he's going to lead Baylor in scoring tonight.
Speaking of Baylor Shireman with a little kiss for the first three.
That's how he started off the game. The last game would have knocked down 3. And they need him to knock down some threes. The Creighton Blue Jays, they struggled from that three-point line. They were just 3 of 20 in the last game.
And an offensive foul, a moving screen against Jalen Bridges, his first.
And with Shireman, that's his 35th straight game making the three. That's a program, set the program record in the last game.
Who will be the best Baylor here today? Will it be Baylor Shireman or will it be the Baylor Bears? That's kind of been a fun back and forth between these two fan bases tonight. Trey Alexander has been shooting the 3-ball outside of that opener, the NCAA tournament opener, pretty well.
And for Baylor, remember in their last game against UC Santa Barbara, they got off to a slow start.
Yeah, that second half really got him going. LJ Cryer, what a shooter he is. You look at his field goal percentage, three-point percentage, both of them above 40%.
Lisa, that's going to be the key for the Baylor Bears, knocking down mid-range shots.
Someone forgot about that man. I don't know how you can. He stands at 7'1", Ryan Kalkbrenner with his first 2.
There was nobody within 3 feet of Ryan. I don't understand that one.
That pick and roll coverage will not work against Creighton. It will not work. They can abandon that coverage now. Big fella's going to roll down the middle every time.
Here comes George again, getting off the screen from Florida. And he goes off the glass. George has over 500 points in his freshman year. Looking for the lob, it's not there. They were looking for Kaluma. Back the other way, here come the Bears, pushing it. Here we come. Body bucket and one. Jalen Bridges gets it.
Jalen did a nice job. Took the angle. Kalkbrenner trying to keep his hands up and be vertical. But because of the angle Jalen Bridge took, there was no way he can get in position. And that's a foul and a possible and one.
And it's the first on Ryan Kalkbrenner. He's a guy that doesn't foul a whole lot, Kalkbrenner, and this is a team who doesn't commit a lot of fouls. The 3rd fewest in the country is what they average as a team.
And it just seems like Baylor's guards are a little bit stronger than the North Carolina State guards who had problems finishing over Kalkbrenner.
It would be ideal for Baylor to get the 7'1" center for Creighton out early because of foul trouble, if they could. There's Ryan Nembhard, the point guard, works it around. They get a touch now from Kalkbrenner, and he's got 4 points.
Hey, Avery, you got to get on out there because somebody got to make an adjustment. No one's picking up the roller.
Right.
He is 7'1", but his name is Ryan. He had 31 points Friday.
Well, it's flow down, but he's trying to impact the ball. He's got to drop straight back in the paint because that's where he's going to roll every time. 2
for 2, a good start for LJ Cryer. That's a 3-pointer that falls.
We got to really keep our eyes on that pick and roll defense.
Well, Kalkbrenner has a wide open dunk and basically a wide open layup. 2 touches and 4 points for him. And Kaluma is whistled for the offensive foul. Arthur Kaluma with his first.
One of the things Coach Scott Drew talked about, even though Keontae George has been struggling offensively, he feels he's really been competitive on the defensive end.
Did a nice job of sliding his feet, taking it in the chest, beating Arthur to the spot. Gave up his body on that play.
Flagler brings it across the timeline. These 3 guards, and Cryer, Flagler, and George, have been sensational offensively for Baylor this year. Bridges gets a 3-point look. The rebound to Nembhard.
Hit a three last game. He looked like he wanted to pull that one.
Instead, he gives it up to Alexander. Good pump fake. That's a 2 from about 15 feet out. His first points.
That is good basketball by the Creighton Blue Jays, and Alexander uses gravity of the guy closing out, pump fake, and get a nice jumper.
Yeah, that was an impressive shot fake. Most shot fakes, is Smitty, you used to do it when you get that ball off above your head, really sell the shot.
Taking a look at Adam Flagler. He's at the end of the bench for Baylor. Got subbed out. It's hard. He's kind of favoring maybe that left leg, it looks like, as he sits down. Yeah, he's definitely favoring that left leg. We got another offensive foul. And Jonathan Chachua commits his first.
That's your guy, Lisa. I know you love to pronounce his name.
Well, I love to pronounce his name, but I also love his story in
man.
terms of just rebounding from the injury that he came from. And I know Andy Katz will have more on that as well, but it is an incredible story of willpower.
He's a walking miracle.
It's a great way to put it. Nembhard looking inside and finds Francisco Farabello, trains the corner three.
Well, they only had 2 points off the bench last game. It was by Farabello. He has 3. They're +1 now already in this game.
His former team will play in the second game. He's a transfer from TCU. And Cryer has not missed. 3 for 3. He's got a quick 7 points for the Bears.
And with Mason Miller out tonight with the ankle injury, Farabello's probably going to play north of 20 minutes tonight.
Yeah, you're right. More minutes for him and more minutes for Sharif Mitchell as well. There's a long attempt from Nembhard. Nothing but net, and Creighton has the lead.
And they need that from the Blue Jays. 3-point shots, but more importantly from Ryan. He starts knocking down shots. It gives him some more spacing to go down low with Ryan.
Well, he really got going in the second half in round 1, so we'll see.
Ryan Nembhard playing in his first NCAA tournament. He's a sophomore. He missed last season. The last 8 games because of wrist surgery. Chachua kicks it over, body contact, and the foul against King. Frederick King picks up his first. You like this look from Nembhard?
I do. Get your feet set, young fella. Gooseneck, splash.
Smitty is paying attention. I want to let everybody know he's paying attention.
Look, Smitty can multitask. He can watch, we got it in one of those monitors right there, and then he can watch what's going on out here.
And he doesn't have on his glasses. Where are your glasses?
You can't see right now. They're a little foggy.
Dale Bonner misses a second.
Good job by Ryan pushing the basketball. Looking forward to him. He can have a good, solid game. The Blue Jays have a chance. He runs the show.
Baylor's in their little matchup zone. And now they'll go to man at a certain point, especially if the ball gets in the middle.
6 now to shoot. Nembhard's got to do something. Finding Kalkbrenner, that was quite the pass. And Kalkbrenner, who leads the country in field goal percentage with a rare miss.
Beautiful pass.
Taking it all the way. Kalkbrenner with a block.
That is special. Kalkbrenner being able to go with 2 hands and vertical.
The 2-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. And we'll step it on the sideline before the Nembhard attempt and turn.
2 hands. Just swallow him up, Ryan.
And that's why in situations like this, Chachua has to roll down the paint a little bit quicker so that he can give Keontae George an outlet.
Yes.
But I'm just so impressed with Kalkbrenner. He moves well for a 7-footer.
They are playing some pace, the Baylor Bears.
Trying to hunt down his first points. That was his first shot of the game.
Advantage Blue Jays.
Yep.
Bears down into an open shot.
Well, Farabello has one of those. He's got 2 of those and 1 from each corner. Part of an 11-2 run. You see it. Almost 3 minutes and counting here for Creighton.
And that's why when you have a 5-on-4 break, you got to move that ball, provide that energy in the ball, get it moving, and find an open man.
Give credit to Ryan Kalkbrenner. He sucked everybody in.
Jonathan Chachua, not necessarily your 3-point shooter. He's only attempted 13, including that shot this year. 2-point advantage for the Blue Jays over the Bears. Farabello.
Baylor matchup zone, kind of a 1-3-1. You can get corner threes. They're available to you.
And Shireman's got to find something. They're 3 seconds now to shoot. Baylor Shireman over to Nembhard. Another deep attempt.
That looked good.
It did look good. Just the second 3-point miss for them. Cryer again kicks it out. We're going to give that shot left to Tchamwa Tchatchoua. Should he be taking that?
No, I don't think so.
Not anymore. He's 0 for 2.
I think you got to roll down the lane and create some space.
Baylor is 0 for their last 4. And a foul against Dale Bonner, his first. Good take there by Nembhard. Second round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues today on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Foul on Cryer. No, check that. It's on ball.
This is something with Baylor. They really have a lot of confidence in their bench. They are the deeper team, especially with Mason Miller, unfortunately out with that ankle injury. So we'll see if that plays a part as this game wears on. If Baylor's bench can have some sort of an impact on this game.
Yeah, Mason Miller, an ankle injury and a closeout in the first half in their first round game against NC State, and that's why Sharif Mitchell is one of the ones who's going to be checking in. He only plays maybe about 8 minutes per game. We've seen Farabello already log some significant minutes. Those two guards will try to plug some of the Mason Miller minutes that we won't see here tonight.
Yeah, they usually don't play a lot of players, but give Greg McDermott a lot of credit today. He has 3 guys off the bench right now in the game.
George is aggressive. You can give him that.
5 on 4 again. Spacing.
Kaluma for 3. And battling for it is Frederick King, who gets another opportunity. Farabello's been hot. And his first miss of the night.
It seems like the referees are allowing them to play on those drives. You got to go up to finish and not look for a foul.
Deontay George off the mark. But Baylor gets another look at it from the corner. That's Cryer who can't knock it down. Heads up play. Caleb Lohner. Boy, was he huge in the first round game for Baylor on Friday.
Scott, how can you get your offense going a little bit more in rhythm?
Yeah. Well, we've had a couple open looks. We've missed. They've had a couple looks. They've made it. And then momentum feeds off of that. So we did a good job getting some rebounds there. They did a good job contesting at the rim. We got to do a little better job getting better percentage shots, and then hopefully we can get some better stops so we get some easies.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks.
We'll see if that'll change here on this possession. Going into this, Baylor has missed the last 7 field goals, make it the last 8 field goals. To put that in perspective, guys, they didn't miss more than 4 in a row on Friday.
And also, guys, when you look at Baylor, in the Big 12, they were the #1 3-point shooting team. They made 9.6 threes a game.
Only 1 for 4 right now. As you can see right now, the Baylor Bears are saying we're going over all screens. You got to hit mid-range twos.
And when you need a bucket, there's a guy you can go to, Adam Flagler.
They've done that.
His first points on his second shot of the night. He's coming off an 18-point performance. Leading the team on the Baylor side in that first round win against UC Santa Barbara. Shireman well off the mark. He hit his first 3-point attempt. And corrals it for a second opportunity. There's 9 seconds on the shot clock. Kaluma taking it inside, drops it off to Cochran. Quick ball movement. Shireman thought about taking the 3. He'll do that instead and draws the foul. Just as the shot clock was expiring.
And look like with Creighton, they're going to have to really execute late in the shot clock. With all of the different rotations from the Baylor defense, that's their second time. Earlier, Nembhard launched a 3 at the end of the clock.
And they've been patient, the Blue Jays. Swinging around, I love their spacing. and it's making the Bears have to close out extremely hard, and the pump fake is starting to give Blue Jays some momentum.
Josh Ojanwuna commits his first. Hey, watch CBS Sports HQ for free, 24/7 coverage of the big dance and all the biggest moments in sports. Catch the tournament highlights, picks, previews, recaps, and much more. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. I mentioned there was a fun back and forth with the fan bases between the name Baylor Schuylerman and playing against Baylor. And he had jokes, you know what, our coaches, the Creighton coaches, have been shouting out Baylor the last couple of days. It's been throwing me off a little bit. We've seen some fun signs about that in the crowd here tonight as well. One and done again here for Baylor. They've gone cold offensively, as we've talked about.
And except for Kalkbrenner's first 2 baskets early in the game, they've pretty much neutralized him last several possessions down the floor.
Yeah, he's still sitting on the 4 points, the dunk, and that open layup that he had on his 2 touches early.
And it looks like Coach McDermott is employing this team to move the ball quicker, faster. A lot of teams employ this 0.5
Yes.
type of offensive strategy where you have 0.5 seconds to pass it, shoot it, or drive it.
They turn it over so often running. Here comes George on the move. Misses that one.
Got a 5-on-3 right now.
And they can't take advantage. Creighton walks with it. The 5th turnover for the Blue Jays.
And in that situation, I know what these coaches teach their players in practice because I've been in their shoes. They want you to come to a 2-foot jump stop. When you have a 5-on-3 break, the worst thing you can do is travel. And I know you love to travel, Lisa. All around the world. I know you.
Not with the basketball, Avery, but preferably in a plane.
And you see right now, Baylor, see if they can get some 3-point shots here. Okay, got a good look, couldn't knock it down.
And a foul there on the floor, the loose ball. And again, Caleb Lohner, he hasn't scored any points yet, but he's been in the mix and making some hustle plays there, or some attempted hustle plays. But Lohner picks up his first. And so Baylor is 1 for its last 9 offensively. And Smitty, is this a final?
Smitty.
I'm told this is a final.
Wait, watch out, Avery.
I was going to check it for you.
Let me do it for you.
You missed it. Oh.
Go green. All right, they clear it.
All right.
Our director, Matt Lip, is yelling at you, clear it.
Now he's back paying attention to this game.
Matt Lipper is all over me. Clear it. Man, Lipper, we're going to New York.
Alexander from straightaway.
I mean, I'm impressed with the Baylor Bears. So they're closing out, intentional, running the Blue Jays off the line because they're running foul.
And it's Kalkbrenner who went down to the deck. Flo Thamba commits his first. We were discussing that if there is a defensive team, Baylor is that can defend maybe that man or go up with height and size, but you know, each of their bigs now have committed 1 personal here so far in the first half.
But unlike the round 1 game against North Carolina State, remember DJ Burns from North Carolina State struggled to get up and down the floor with Kalkbrenner. I don't think Baylor's going to have that problem.
Good job by Flo Thamba on that one.
Yeah, he deflected that post entry pass away.
He's active. Good hands and able to use his size and strength to get to the man.
Here's Lohner. He's coming off a 13-point game on Friday against UC Santa Barbara. Flagler pulls and fires for 3.
Keep an eye on these pick and rolls defense by the Blue Jays. They are going over the top. You see the Bears took a 3 down when I thought Flagler should have took an extra step.
Nice.
Nembhard right past the entire Baylor D.
His nickname is R2, and he drove the ball to the basket and really got an easy 2 points on that one.
Yeah, Flo Thamba didn't want to take his body off of Ryan Kalkbrenner. Decided just to give up 2 because it was tough. He was battling with Ryan down there.
This is the largest lead of the game, plus 10 here for Creighton. Pryor for 3. He's been the offense for him. He's only missed the 1 shot. He's got 10 points.
He is knocking down shots from the mid-range, from the 3. You, the Blue Jays coaching staff, you want to run him off that 3-point line off the pick and roll.
Nembhard whips it around. They find Alexander once again. He's been knocking down that 3-point jump shot, and that time it drops.
And give Nembhard credit that he's got the old-fashioned hockey assist.
He did. That's a tough pass, that skip pass to the corner. He made it look easy.
Trey Alexander now with 5 points, his first 3-point make. He's a guy that averages about 13.5 points per game.
Man, just two really well-coached teams. Disciplined with spacing. Nice job by Creighton.
Going over the top again. Good pick by Flo Thamba. Ooh, that was a tough one.
Pryor leaves it short. Now 4 of 6. He's made as many field goals as the rest of the team here for Baylor to begin with. Farabello has a couple 3-point makes. He'll just kind of sit in the corner there for Creighton. And Alexander turns it over. 7 turnovers for the Blue Jays. Andy Katz checking in with Greg McDermott.
All right, Greg, in what way has the first 12-plus minutes gone to script?
Our pace, you know, both in the quarter court and in the full court. I think we got the game where we want it right now, and we're fighting tooth and nail on the glass, but they're a physical team down there.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Well, Greg McDermott, one of his former players, Ethan Raggi in attendance, and both of these fan bases actually will remember a game that Ethan Raggi played in, and Doug McDermott, Tehens, Maniga, Grant Gibbs, some of those seniors. It was a game that Baylor frankly dominated in this very same situation of the tournament, a chance to get to the Sweet 16. Flagler drills the jumper. You know, it was heartbreaking, though, more so for the Creighton side. Doug McDermott was the consensus National Player of the Year that year. Creighton was in the first year of the Big East. The fan base really felt like they could make a move in the NCAA tournament. Farabello from the corner.
Good box out by the Bears. Flo Thamba and also Flagler boxing out Ryan Colbrenner.
So a little bit of a deja vu moment here for both of these fan bases and both of these programs. Baylor and Creighton meeting again for a chance to get to the Sweet 16 many years later. Flagler, the jumper falls, and he's got a quick 6 points all of a sudden.
And that's how you eliminate the shot blocking.
Good defense by Jalen Briggs. This mid-range jump shots from these guards, they're knocking them down.
I know from an analytics standpoint, I think the mid-range game is outdated, but if you can make a mid-range too, knock it down.
Well, they're going to have to because they're playing drop. Flagler right now tries to shoot that 3. That drop by Ryan Colbrenner. He's not coming up to be able to. Whoa. So Thamba gave him a little thump.
And it's Thamba's second.
Just watch this.
Oh, got him with a little chicken wing.
Ryan got a career in acting. He got a career in acting.
You're saying he should go southwest of here to Los Angeles?
It's 17 fouls, so 1-1 and in the bonus. Jonathan Chachua has checked back in as Flo Thamba checks out. Andy Katz, he's got quite the story.
Yeah, he's a medical marvel. He had an injury not once, but twice to the same knee on the same play back in February. He had ligament damage and nerve damage. So he had a surgery in February for the ligaments, then nerve surgery in July. And in talking to the head athletic trainer, Dave Snyder, yesterday, he said this is a 2-year recovery. He was back playing 11 games ago. This is his 12th game. He's already scored double figures twice. And the thing is, though, he doesn't practice. We saw him yesterday just watching. Scott Drew told me he's been an incredible voice to come back this way. His work ethic is unmatched. He said he'd do this for his family, for his teammates, to get back faster than anyone could ever imagine, especially with the nerve damage. And you'll see, it might be hard with what he's wearing here, but he actually has a brace that keeps his foot up, because otherwise he has a drop foot because of the nerve damage. And Snyder was telling me that could take a long, long time to fully come back. He's been an inspiration to this entire team and school.
The entire fan base, I think, who follow college basketball, who know his story as well, I might add. Alexander now with 1 second to shoot, has to throw it up. It's an air ball and a shot clock violation. Good defense from Baylor.
Boy, Keontae George, he sat down on Alexander on that play. Slid his feet, took it in the chest, stayed vertical. That was a beautiful defensive possession.
And on that last drive and score, Smitty Chachua basically set a screen on Colbrenner to not allow him to come over and block that shot. So I would give him an assist, even though it doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
He went 358 days without playing, trying to recover. And Baylor tosses it away.
Empty possession. Empty possession right there for the Baylor Bears.
And George is just struggling a little bit to start the game. You know, scoring from the field, missed a couple of shots, that turnover. We'll see if he can get it in gear to finish this half or at the start of the second half.
It kind of surprises me. I mean, he's 1 for 7 tonight. I mentioned he was 2 of 9 on Friday. Nice floater there for Nembhard.
Nembhard is being more offensive-minded in this game.
Keontae George, one of the more, not just talented freshmen, but talented players across the country. The leading scorer for Baylor this year. I mentioned the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Of course, all NBA scouts have their eyes on that guy. Flagler takes the contact. The bucket's not going to count. Contact and the foul committed much before the shot. We will take a quick timeout.
But Nembhard has something to say about that.
Took over the point guard duties last year as a freshman. Michael Zagorowski graduated, and he was the Big East Freshman of the Year last year. Now in his sophomore season.
We know he can pass the ball, but he's really been aggressive to score tonight, to start this game.
John Newman tried to challenge the big man, Kalkbrenner.
Kalkbrenner did a nice job, staying down, kept him out of the paint. And that's a beautiful play here. For Baylor.
Yeah, beautiful.
Shireman knew that one was going down.
Catch and shoot opportunity for Kaluma. Largest lead of the game here for Creighton. Kaluma's first shot, make, and points.
Creighton is a capable three-point shooting team. We're a fourth in the Big East in three-point shooting.
John Luna with the slam dunk.
Beautiful pass by Keontae George. For some reason, Ryan Kalkbrenner didn't drop on that one, pick and roll.
Creighton struggled from three-point territory on Friday. Only made 3 of them, but tonight, 50% shooting. They've already connected on 6 from distance. There's another turnover, and Baylor has the advantage. 9 turnovers here for the Blue Jays. Inside, Bonner flips it up, and the foul. A little tip dunk action from Jalen Bridges.
Jalen Bridges, the transfer from West Virginia. He's been playing well. 8 points in his last game. He's the Mr. Do-It-All. He's that Army Swiss knife.
Yes, he is.
Utility player, just very versatile.
And then out for Alexander.
Momentum Baylor right now. They're pushing pace.
See if they can add to it. Flagler, it's not there. John Luna was battling for the offensive rebound. Here comes Nembhard. And the foul, a reach-in foul by Adam Flagler, his first.
That pass, nobody came to pick him up. Easy bucket for the Bears. Ooh, somebody didn't block out Jalen Bridges at all.
Well, Bridges is second in the Big 12 in terms of offensive rebounds that he gets per game. He gets about 2.5 of them per game, always pursuing it. Coming up at the AT&T at the half, scores, highlights, the latest NCAA tournament news. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
And with 2 minutes to go in the half, looks tired.
He has that oxygen bottle in his hand.
And we talked about this in pregame, Smitty. Normally, when you've been in Denver for a couple of days, you tend to get used to the altitude a little bit.
Yeah, you do, Avery. I think right now is the game. There's so much anxiety. These young guys exert so much energy and trying to get a little edge with the little oxygen.
Pryor tried to find his way, somehow squeezed his way in for 2. He's got 12 in the game.
Archie did a nice job of changing directions down there in the paint. He is comfortable with his size down there.
In a pretty quick first half. Shireman, the South Dakota State transfer. Attempt. It was close. He's got tight rims.
Yeah, Baylor did a nice job on that possession, defending Creighton's penetrating pitch and their driving kick.
There's a foul on the floor before the shot. It's an offensive foul. And so we're going to take a timeout as well, but we'll be heading back the other way. LJ Cryer committed the foul. We'll take a quick tee up. Baylor's pretty happy about Jerome Tang and K-State advancing as well. Tang was, of course, an assistant for Scott Drew in the national championship year.
Kansas State is a tough team. I like that.
Could very well be national coach of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. 12 coach of the year. George is off the mark. Now, Baylor's got the basketball because Baylor was able to call the timeout going to break. So the foul erased for LJ Cryer on his ledger.
Francisco Farabello down there battling.
Yep.
I mean, he boxed out. There's a small team right now besides Ryan Coatbrenner that's in the game for the Blue Jays.
This could be a quick 2-for-1 situation here.
Let's see how quickly they get a shot off. Alexander from around the screen. Keep thinking shot here. Now 20 seconds on the shot clock. Shireman for three. His second of the game.
And again, give Nembhard credit. He's making the play with those jump passes. They must drill that every single day. Those guys, and they're not standing together on the weak side. Very impressed with Nembhard and his decisions when he drives the ball to the basket. This will be an isolation here.
See what Cryer can do with it with Shireman defending. Got a shot off, got a good look at it. No points out of that.
Coach McDermott just wanted to talk to Shireman. He was telling him to give a foul. Shireman, he's getting away from Greg McDermott right now. You said it best, Avery. Move the basketball quick. Catch and shoot by Baylor.
He's in shooting pocket. Wow, nice. It all starts because it's a numbers game. When you run a pick and roll, whenever you can get 2 on the ball, man, you can play 2-on-1, 3-on-2 on the backside all day long.
It's a hot corner, too, Smith.
Yeah, it is. And we're looking at this shot chart. As you can see, 3 for 3 on that left corner, on the right corner, 1 for 2. They are hot from the corners, and what they're doing is spacing. It's a hard run to get in the paint and try to check down on Ryan Coatbrenner and then run out to the three-point line.
So what are the adjustments Baylor has to make? Andy Katz, you talked to Scott Drew.
I can tell you, first of all, I listened to him, and that is the hottest I have ever heard Scott Drew. He was peeling paint in that locker room. He was very upset with his team not getting the stops in transition. We came out of the locker room, he says, run with me. And we sprinted the whole way back over here. He says, we got to get better shots, get stops in transition. We did that, we'd be up 2. He's not out of breath. We ran this whole way.
Kaluma with a thunderous slam. I love that Scott Drew was getting into his team and getting into our sideline reporter Andy Katz to keep up with him too.
If you notice on that last possession, Baylor changed the matchup and put Jalen Bridges on Nembhard. We'll see if that continues.
Thamba's first points. Playing in his 150th career game tonight. And the most experience, the all-time winningest player in Baylor history. Kaluma, big pump fake, the lob play to Kalkbrenner. And looks like we head back the other way.
Offensive foul on Kaluma. Flo Thamba doing a nice job. Stepped over, took that one in the chest.
That's his second personal. Now 10 turnovers for the Blue Jays.
We'll see if Baylor can put together a couple of stops and scores. They outscored their opponent 39-20 in round 1, Lisa.
No confusion right now for the Bears offensively.
5-another shoot. George, the freshman, now working off a screen. And Baylor Shireman commits his first personal. What do you guys make of Keontae George's first half performance, the shots that he got, the flow within the offense? How do you evaluate it?
Well, he struggled a little bit, especially at the beginning of the game. I think defensively he was good. I think right now for him is he has to come off with some speed and some pace with or without the basketball. I think he's understanding that he's had some girth and he's letting guys catch up. I think he has to play with a little bit more pace.
Bridges fades away under control for 2.
And we understand Keontae George is an outstanding young player. He just hasn't been the same since that ankle injury on February 27th. He's 5 for 27 from 3.
Alexander now from mid-range. So mid-range answer for mid-range answer.
Baylor Bridges is being aggressive.
Brad gives it up. Bridges just knocks it down for 3. Got a quick 5 points in the last couple of possessions. Now 10 for the game.
Very nice job from him. Being able to just play hard. I think that's the pace that they need the entire Baylor team to play on offense.
And your best ability is availability. And he started every game this year. Nice little side jab step to create some separation.
Now Bridges has just picked up his second personal. Creighton to inbounds here from the baseline. Colbrenner lowering his head. Good defense from Thamba. And Nembhard taking the baseline take, goes glass for 2. He's got 13.
And Baylor looked like they got away with a foul on that one, Smith.
Yeah, they did. But after that, Avery, L.J. cried. I know he got beat off the dribble, but somebody has to come over and help him make Nembhard make the next play.
And heading back the other way, that's going to be Thamba's 3rd personal.
Offensive foul number 0 for Thamba.
6 offensive fouls for Baylor tonight. Jonathan Chamwa-Chacho will check in, and Thamba checks out.
Now Creighton will get into their middle pick and roll game with Nembhard. This is their counter.
Alexander the elbow try.
So sometimes they'll run the pick and roll. Other times the big guy will slip out of the pick and roll to set a wide screen.
Greg McDermott has called Trey Alexander one of the most improved players from the offseason. His numbers show it.
At least a great adjustment by the Creighton Blue Jays and Greg McDermott. He is running an overload on one side and giving all the room for the Blue Jays offensively. No answer right now for the Bears.
Chamwa-Chacho battling with Alexander for the loose ball. Shot clock resets to 20 seconds.
Well, let's look right here. Let's get a chance to watch right now. Here, freeze it. As you can see right now, here comes the pick right here. And he'll come over and set this pick, but then all this space will be over here, and there's nowhere to go because look at the bigs for Baylor. They're trying to help, then get back to Ryan and gets an easy shot. Somebody's going to force the play down and go the other way.
I'll say this, Colbrenner didn't score on that play, but you see the impact of him on that play, and how about the impact of Jalen Bridges to open up the second half?
And especially with Keontae George scoring, they got to find some offense from somewhere else.
Kalkbrenner again setting the screen, frees up. Nembhard drills the three-point shot. 16 for Nembhard.
At least a lot of confusion right now for the Bears. They don't want to leave the body of Ryan Kalkbrenner. He hasn't scored a lot, but he is drawing a lot of attention.
Some of those screen assists for the 7'1" big man. And Flagler takes it inside. Lots of paint points here for Baylor tonight.
I'm a big body language guy and nonverbal, and right now Ryan Nembhard has outstanding body language. He's really aggressive to score.
And Kalkbrenner and Flagler both go down away from the basketball. We'll sort things out. A 10-point edge here for Creighton. We talked about the impact from Ryan Kalkbrenner, not just scoring, but screening.
Yeah, for sure. Let's watch this play as we get a chance to run it. We'll go through a freezer right here. We'll see the confusion. Freeze it. We'll see the confusion from both of these guys as he come out, and Adam Flagler is the guy who's supposed to come out and switch. No one does, and there's Nembhard knocks down that three.
Baylor coming out of the timeout. After timeout look. And a ball foul on Bridges, and that is his third. Thamba with 3, Jalen Bridges now with 3.
And that's why the #1 most important thing on defense is loud communication. You can't text your teammate. There's no texting on the basketball court.
Can't DM him either. Oh, it's a lot of confusion. They're giving up open looks, even though he missed it.
We showed you the amount of corner threes that Creighton has gotten here tonight. Shireman can't knock that one down. L.J. Cryer in double figures with 12. Now he's got 14.
What a nice floor game from him.
He's going to have that shot all game long. We'll see if Kalkbrenner makes an adjustment and steps up once or twice and try to block that shot and force him to make the short pass.
Creighton, we've seen it time and time again. They try to filter perimeter players right towards Ryan Kalkbrenner's way. Here's Alexander with 4 to shoot. Trey Alexander pulls a high arcing shot, misses everything. It'll be Baylor basketball.
Now you look at Baylor's bench as we see Coach McDermott there, but their bench is really getting up, trying to instill some energy in their team. And on the flip side of that, Coach McDermott is making sure that he gets the matchups on defense exactly how he wants it.
It's Alexander, Trey Alexander defending Adam Flagler. He will be the primary defender on what Greg McDermott says the heart and soul of the team. Right now, it's LJ Cryer, the heart and soul of this offense. He's got 17.
He is playing with great pace and great confidence. No hesitation for him.
We talked about Creighton's middle pick and rolls and their counters. That was Baylor's counter with their fake pick and roll pin down for a 3.
Little momentum now for the Bears on a 7-0 run. You're 10 to shoot. Alexander off the dribble, fades it away and hits.
Well, on both sides, they're making some tough shots.
Flagler, Chamwa Chachua, challenged by Kaluma. Creighton wants to run with it. Cryer reaches in for the foul. That's his first.
What a possession from Kaluma. Being able to challenge that shot without fouling.
Boy, when you can make contested shots. Here, nice job, step back. Look at it. That's good defense, but better offense.
Yeah, it is. I think everything LJ Cryer did a nice job. It's just that he was 6'1" and Alexander 6'4".
Dale Bonner bringing it up. Cryer again. It's that matchup against Shireman. Tried to drop it off to John Luna.
Well, when you get on that trampoline and in the paint, it's probably better to just go up and score.
Luna with the pump fake. It's been Alexander and Cryer. Alexander here for Creighton, looking to turn the corner.
Good.
To Kaluma. What a pass and finish for the Blue Jays.
When you're just ball watching, Smitty, on that weak side and not watching your man, that's going to
For sure.
lead to some bad situations.
You know this, Avery, when the ball or your feet are in the paint, it just collapses the defense, and everybody gets the ball right.
Cryer pulls and fires.
LJ Cryer.
Boy, he's got 19, Smitty.
Love the way he's playing. 8 for 12, 3 of 7 from 3.
Got the best three-point field goal percentage of the team. Above 50%. Field goal percentage above 40%. Free throw percentage above 90%.
Boy, this was a play that Creighton scored on every time in round 1.
The switch. Break it down.
Yeah, 5 to shoot. Nembhard trying to do exactly that. From mid-range with 2 on the shot clock. 18 now for Nembhard.
Put him in the blender.
Yes, he did.
Mix it up.
Put it on. He put it on 3.
Both of these guards trying to go toe-to-toe scoring-wise. Shireman, lob play,
There's some athletes playing above the rim. Avery and Lisa, what a play.
After that block, Lohner picking up the foul, but let's go back to it. My goodness.
Look at that block. Then this is way above the rim.
Meet him at the apex.
Look at that pass. Oh, I could have dunked that one. Yes. Kaluma. The patience right now for the Blue Jays has been phenomenal in this half court.
Watch whip around coverage of all men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with Fast Break, presented by Nissan in the March Madness Live app. Scan the QR code now to download. John Luna played 12 minutes on Friday. The last time he had played double-digit minutes was at the end of January. And he had gotten more minutes, waiting for the return of Jonathan Chamoy-Chachua, but playing some important minutes again here tonight. And Ryan Kalkbrenner taking a seat right now for Creighton.
Excellent substitution. He's probably only going to be on the bench for about a minute. Just give him a quick blow. Remember, their bench, Creighton's bench, only scored 2 points in their last game against North Carolina State.
Oh, wow. Cryer is going to work, trying to stop that man tonight. He's got the last 9 for Baylor.
L.J. Cryer, hesitation, strength, challenged the big fella, lay it, possible and one, but they're still down 9.
And let's check in with Andy Katz.
Well, I'll tell you, listening to that huddle, first of all, they are riding L.J. Cryer. All the players, the staff, encouraging him, keep being active. Bonner's going to be the one on Nembhard here. That's what they were indicating. And then they're handing out those energy chewables. You know, the kind of ones that we run with, you know, when you're doing a half marathon, the ones you chew on. Those kind of energy chewables, like the clip ones.
Or when you're doing 4 games in one day.
Yes.
Yeah, like those.
I was offered one, but I said I'm all right.
That's good restraint on your part. Here's 8 seconds to shoot for Creighton. 5 now. Nembhard has it off the dribble. It's a 3-point attack. It's a 3-point make. Another one.
I mean, the confusion right now for the Bears. You got to know clock. You either got to switch, hedge. They're doing neither.
And normally, you know, at halftime, you know, coaching staffs will take a look at 3 or 4 clips on defense and offense. I'm almost positive Nembhard was a point of focus at halftime for the Baylor's defense.
He had to be. 3 of 4 from 3 for Nembhard. 3 of the 9 3-point makes for Creighton here tonight. Remember, they were 3 of 20 from 3-point territory in their opener against NC State. And all with Kalkbrenner with 6 points. Hasn't taken many shots, just 5 here tonight.
Here comes that double drag situation and a lot to pick.
Oh, they love that lob play. Nembhard to Kalkbrenner.
Well, I know the Baylor loves this 3-guard offense, but I think you got to maybe play bigger. Have 2 of these guards and Nembhard and Bonner getting into it at half court, so they're going to have more bigs to be able to rotate to Ryan Kalkbrenner when he's going downhill.
Keontae George not in the game right now for Baylor. Bonner's one of those other 3 as Kaluma hammers Flagler.
Yeah, so here's the confusion. Are you switching, trapping, hedging? Neither. And now Kalkbrenner on this little double drag. Smitty, that time they had the corner field, and the defender from the corner did not come over and support his teammate.
Got to have a little bump.
Yep.
Adam Flagler at the free throw line. The best Coke ever? Only one way to find out. Take a taste. Guys, I had an opportunity. I went to practice yesterday for Baylor. Talked to Adam Flagler. Just so impressed with him as a leader. I remember him as being the 6th man off the bench for that national championship team, and now he is one of the go-to guys. He talked about pressure points in terms of with his teammates and knowing when to push, when to lay back. But I love the fact that he used the term pressure points. I hear many college students talk about that, but he's interested in sports medicine, so it makes sense.
He was the 6th man on that national championship team 2 years ago.
Kaluma from mid-range strains it. He's got double figures.
You see the pace of Kaluma coming off that screen and roll. Draws 2 players and knocks down that shot. Even if he doesn't, he had advantage on the offensive glass.
I just think Jalen Bridges he's going to have to be more aggressive offensively.
Kalkbrenner has picked up a couple fouls on the last defensive possessions. That's his 3rd now. He's a guy that doesn't foul a whole lot.
We talked about it in the break. Caleb Lohner is scoreless tonight after scoring 13 points off the bench.
And I think Coach McDermott has to get him out right now with 3. They have a 15-point lead. Give him a blow right now.
Kalkbrenner will do exactly that. He'll sit out with 9:20 left to play. Frederick King, who also has 3 personals, checks in. And here comes Keontae George, who has been sitting out for a while for Baylor. He'll sub out Flagler.
Keontae George was ranked #6 in high school. He was the highest rated recruit in Baylor's history. And I tell you what, he's got about 9 minutes to try to, turn it on and play at a high level.
Yeah, this certainly has not been the NCAA tournament performance that he has wanted in his first couple of games on Friday and so far here tonight, but the story can be rewritten. There's plenty of time. Bridges with the defensive play, diving on the deck.
Timeout.
Okay, so Baylor was able to call the timeout. Points, you got to maybe try to slow at least 2 of the 3 down, and it looks like that's kind of what Creighton's doing here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. LJ Cryer is obviously lighting it up. Adam Flagler hasn't had a bad game. He has some times left. Keontae George, not just scoring, want to see him get into this game and just have an effect on this game. He can rebound, he can defend, he can do other things besides just scoring.
And they give it to the hot hand Cryer. Not that time, a big rebound for Kaluma. Again, Creighton coming out of that timeout. No Ryan Kalkbrenner during this series.
Now this is one of those after timeout plays, specifically to get the ball on a rip screen to the big guy.
King gets it out to Alexander and takes the contact from George. That's his first.
So in that situation, they were using Nembhard as a screener. So you come out, we've seen those rip screens. That means it's a surprise back pick on the opposing center. Had he caught the ball, Frederick King caught the ball cleanly, he would have had a layup.
Trey Alexander at the free throw line. I mentioned that his head coach has called him one of the most improved players on this team from the offseason. He said he went in the offseason to make 500 shots a day and sometimes headed to the gym 2 to 3 times a day. I know that's a guy after both of your hearts.
Yeah, for sure. And look at his percentages, 45% from the field this year and 43 from 3, 81 from the line.
Alexander now with 13 points.
It'll be interesting for Baylor and all of the Baylor fans and faithful if they can overcome a 15-point deficit, because they haven't done it since February of 2021 versus Iowa State.
Thamba lost it into the hands of Farabello. Blue Jays looking to go on the move, and it goes off the hands of Nembhard.
Pass the ball, coach. It's one of the things Coach talked about, Greg McDermott to Andy Katz taking care of the ball going into halftime. They had 10 turnovers. That was the only area where they struggled.
Flagler being defended again by Alexander. Finds Bridges.
And a foul on Kaluma.
Kaluma's picked up his 3rd. See, King lost his shoe. He's seen that a couple of times in this tournament this weekend.
That's what I was about to say. Kansas State.
Got to tie those tighter. Not necessarily from King, but we've seen some shoes flying. Oops.
Teammate stepped on. Good job by Bridges.
Yeah, and here's George trying to reset. The shot clock resets to 20.
Yeah, he wanted to bait him into a switch so that he can get Farabello on him.
Well, he's got that matchup now. George trying to take Farabello, gets the contact on him. His first. And at one point, they had won 8 straight, so an up and down season for sure. And during that 6-game losing streak, they were without Ryan Kalkbrenner, who was recovering from mono and went 0 for 3, of course, without their leading scorer and one of their best players here on this team. But, you know, Greg McDermott has said the credit to this team, not many teams would lose 6 straight and then work their way back to be a 6th seed in the tournament.
At least they lost to teams like Texas. Obviously, Arizona got bounced from the tournament. You know, Arizona State, who was here, but Marquette, there's some really good teams.
Blocked Thamba, got Kalkbrenner, but it goes back into the hands of Ryan Kalkbrenner. And Creighton will reset. Alexander back to Kalkbrenner. There you go, the whole bunny.
Defensive rotation. Even though Adam Flagler was there, the size factor, he couldn't do anything.
Thamba with the putback. Flo Thamba now with 4 points.
That was one of the few times that Creighton looked a little disorganized in transition defense.
You see this pressure coming from the Bears, but Nembhard splits it.
Nembhard having himself a day.
Nembhard takes it all the way, lays it up high, and Kaluma chases it down. Another second chance opportunity for the Blue Jays.
Look at a hustle.
Can't teach effort. I don't want it or not.
9 down to shoot. Alexander fades away. That's a tough shot. And the rebound to George, who gets tripped up by Kalkbrenner, who was laying there on the ground, and that is number 4 on Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one again.
Ryan Kalkbrenner, before the shot got up, they are battling. Ooh, he almost got his head stepped on.
It looked like George was rebounding the ball and was ready to take off, and unfortunately his left foot caught Kalkbrenner's face, which subsequently led to his 4th foul.
Yes.
So he'll take a seat. 6:33 left to play. Both teams in the bonus.
A lot of shoot problems in this game.
You mentioned it, Avery. It's a great graphic. Pre-injury double figures, and you see not only the points per game, the production, the shooting percentages, and what he's doing tonight. You add those tallies to the 2 for 9 shooting and just the 9 points on Friday. It's been a tough NCAA tournament for the freshman. Finding some points at the free throw line. Tune in to Creator League's 2v2 season. Watch live on the Creator League YouTube channel as they compete for a chance to play in the championship game in Houston on April 2nd.
Keontae George, we know Smitty. He's McDonald's All-American. This kid's talented. He's got a really good body. Unfortunately for him, he just hadn't been able to make enough shots.
Yeah, he was definitely struggling. But he's still playing, and I think right now, look at this play as the Bears try to put some pressure on it. Nembhard, he loved this by small guards, will not accept being double teamed. He is trying to get through it, making sure he play hard, and yes, that's a foul.
Yep, that's a 3rd personal on Caleb Lohner. Mentioned that both these teams are in the bonus, 18 fouls for each.
And looking at Coach Scott Drew, guys, remember his first 4 seasons with Baylor? He was under 500. He was a sub-500 coach. He didn't get fired.
Well, he one of the great turnaround jobs in NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, he took over with unprecedented circumstances.
Yes.
Unprecedented circumstances. And as you mentioned, single-digit wins the first 3 years,
yes,
but didn't have a full allotment of scholarships until his 5th season.
And wow, that 3-headed guard combination he had when he won the championship, you know, the Jared Butlers and Davion Mitchell and Teague, those guys were all the pass, dribbling, shoot, two-way players, and had the defensive player of the year in Davion Mitchell.
Here's Flagler. Baylor, he gets fouled on the 3-point shot. And he'll have 3 free throws coming. Ryan Nembhard commits his first. We check in with Andy.
And remember, one of those penalties is very odd. They weren't allowed to play non-conference games at the beginning, only Big 12 games. You're right, this is one of the best rebuilds ever in college basketball history after what he took over in 03. And Scott Drew's also been incredibly loyal to Baylor. He's had multiple chances to leave, but they took a chance on him. He'd only been a head coach for a year at Valparaiso. Yes, he was the son of Homer Drew, and obviously was a part of that program and the build that they had. But as a head coach, only one time, and gets a job in the Big 12, willing to take on a project that was arguably one of the toughest in major Division I basketball.
Everyone across the board had to have patience, from the administration to Scott Drew to the fan base to the players. I mean, you connect the dots, and what a weekend, too, to be here for the Drew family. With Bryce Drew playing on the same site for Grand Canyon, in a different bracket, of course. and the parents in attendance, at least for Friday, and I know that they're watching this one on TV. Kaluma out to Farabello. Huge three-pointers tonight.
Avery, I love when a team break a press and not bring it out. You have numbers, and they still played aggressive. Kaluma could have brought that one out and ran the offense, but what he did is pushed it, kicked it to Farabello.
Numbers again.
Back-to-back Blue Jays. Ryan Nembhard now has a new career high with 26 points.
Yeah, I know Denver's known for snow, but it's raining threes here in Denver from the Creighton Blue Jays.
It's a good screen. Keontae George tried to sell that one.
No, they're going to go back to Nembhard. They want Nembhard to take this shot. Nice job by Creighton identifying the matchups that they want.
Cryer for three. He's got 26.
LJ Cryer has been fantastic.
26 of the 64 points for Baylor.
Watch this. Breaking the press. Adam could have definitely brought it out. Arthur Kaluma. He kicks it out to Farabello. Then the next one, Nembhard just wait. Pull.
Man, he looks like his brother who plays for the Indiana Pacers in that situation. Andrew Nembhard, outstanding young prospect.
Yes. He was aggressive tonight, and he's been aggressive.
Trey Alexander at the free throw line. And the guy who made that assist to Nembhard is Farabello. And it was interesting. I mentioned he's a transfer from TCU. Last year, he was a part of the TCU team that lost a heartbreaker to Arizona at this stage in the Sweet 16. And so before practice yesterday, an impromptu speech that Farabello gave this Creighton team where he said, I'm still second-guessing some of the efforts that I made last year. Let us not second-guess our efforts for the opportunity that we have this year. George draws the foul on Farabello.
We look at 97% of the points came from their starters yesterday. He only had the 2 points from today. Same, a lot of points from the starter, but he has 9 points off the bench.
He's making the most of his second opportunity. You don't get many second opportunities in life, right?
And he has real NCAA quality experience where he's lived it, he's walked it. He knows that feeling inside the locker room when you lose a tough game. So he has a lot of credibility with his teammates.
Keontae George, again, trying to hunt down some points from the free throw line. He's 4 of 5 from there, and 1 of 9 from the floor.
And Lisa, your Northwestern team, they'll have some experience. They make it back to the tournament next year. They've had an outstanding season.
Well, you know, picked at the low end of the Big Ten and then picking up the first win in program history in the NCAA tournament. Sometimes it's baby steps. Advantage here for Creighton. Within shouting distance here for Baylor. Plenty of time here to work with. Alexander working off of it. Finds Farabello, gets blocked. Who came over? The freshman Keontae George.
He had him earlier in that possession. Farabello was open about 5 seconds before that play.
And Thamba battling for the offensive rebound. Cryer with the 26 points. And a whistle and a foul call.
And Thamba is just eating glass for the Baylor Bears. Right now, Farabello just couldn't do anything with that one. And here comes Kalkbrenner back.
Nice job by George coming from the weak side, blocking that shot.
Well, Kaluma has just picked up his 4th, and so Kalkbrenner with 4 fouls will most likely check in for Kaluma. Free throw is good for Flo Thamba. Looking at her game summary, the 3-point story has been out of this world for the Blue Jays.
It has 3 for 20 in the game Friday versus NC State, and so far right now 11 for 22, 50%.
Smitty, did they teach you that at Michigan State, that you knew it was 50% from the 3?
No, they taught me to make threes.
Don't figure out the percentage, just make them.
Just make them.
4 minutes left to play. Here comes that pressure again for Baylor. Creighton gets it across the timeline.
And I agree with you, Smitty. If you have that 2-on-1 break, you still got to be aggressive. It's a little under 4 minutes to go now. But the clock is your friend.
Yeah, and I think Ryan Kalkbrenner said, no, I can't do it. I'm not going to try to drive it. Big time rebound.
Yep, offensive rebound.
That's what he can do.
Well, look who's guarding.
Yeah.
It's Dale Bonner standing at 6'2" against 7'1" Ryan Kalkbrenner. Now they switch off now to Bridges. Shireman loses it and was tapped last by Baylor. Feature Ryan Nembhard, who's got a career-high 26.
Yeah, it's been outstanding, and he's got off to a really good start. Knocked down an early 3 in the game, couple of easy drives, and it just builds your confidence.
He's working off possibly a 30-point game. Only been done by 2 other Creighton players, Doug McDermott and Ryan Kalkbrenner, as of early as Friday. Here is Kalkbrenner from the out-of-bounds. Kalkbrenner had the 31 points on Friday.
And you can see that's one of their plays, that lob, where the point guard, Nembhard, sets a screen for Kalkbrenner to roll into a lob situation.
Nembhard being defended by George with 4 seconds to shoot, and we head back the other way in an offensive foul call. Ryan Nembhard, the guilty party, he's got 2 personals.
Yeah, trying to create some space. You can see nowhere to go. Good call by the refs. Still a lot of time left for the Bears.
Flagler taking it inside, maybe trying to draw that 5th personal on Kalkbrenner.
Still a lot of time. 9-point deficit for Baylor. They got to string together 2 or 3 stops.
Yeah, they do.
Last time it was under double figures was 11:44 left to play. It was 58-49. Shireman finding Kalkbrenner. Puts it up, misses. Taps it back out to Nembhard, and the shot clock resets at 20.
And that's his 2nd offensive rebound in a row.
That's just tough. That's just being tall. He didn't even jump to tap that offensive rebound back out.
Nembhard between the legs, going right at Cryer. Fade away, not there.
Not the stop they needed, the Bears.
But that's a win for Creighton because that offensive rebound, working the clock.
And George hanging, empty-handed. Baylor can't afford to have any of those possessions, trailing by 9. Blue Jays are 0 for their last 6 attempts. Baylor Shireman for 3.
I don't like that shot.
No, and you can see Coach McDermott, he doesn't like that one either. Same thing. You see him pointed to his head.
I'm sure you've been there once or twice. We got an offensive foul. Ojanwuna commits his 2nd on the screen.
Tough situation for Baylor. A little momentum right there. Could have scored on that. It could have cut this lead down to 6 or 7.
It's the 7th offensive foul for Baylor tonight.
And you notice Creighton here, they always use Kalkbrenner right here as an outlet, just to be able to get the ball in. Unless Baylor traps and allows Creighton to have an easy layup. Look for Creighton to start this possession somewhere inside of 10 seconds on the shot clock.
This sophomore class, Alexander with the ball, he's one of them. Nembhard is another. They've been fantastic tonight for Creighton.
Now they'll get serious.
Alexander trying to turn the corner right side. Can't get it to drop. Here comes Baylor. They got to hustle a little bit. Time is not on the Bears' side. Bridges taking it baseline. Turns it over. Alexander draws the foul on Bridges. And this Creighton fan base can feel it.
Nice job by the Blue Jays. Didn't score on a couple possessions, but got stops on this end. Score still 79-70. 2 stops Baylor got on this end and no scores on that end. It keeps the score the same. The clock's still ticking.
Yeah, doing what they need to do defensively here at least.
And I mentioned this to you guys before the tournament started. I coached in the game at Creighton, and man, their fan base is really loyal.
Well, here in Denver, I'm told it's the second most alumni in the city of Denver next to the city of Omaha. And you can see the emotions here on Baylor. Not done yet, still 59 seconds left to play. Cryer with the reverse. He's got 28. Shireman inbounds to Kalkbrenner.
Always can throw it up to the 7'1" guy. Always.
Pretty good target.
Yeah,
You can't miss him.
not at all.
Here's the Axe finest moments. Creighton, 11 of 24 from 3.
They're coming from everywhere, from corners, wide open, off transition, off half court. That was the difference today.
I would call that string music, man.
Maybe Cats talked to Greg McDermott at halftime. He said the difference is going to be the three-point shot.
Creighton has lived and died by the 3. And this year, a career high 28 here for Nembhard.
The only reason Creighton extended their defense is they didn't want Baylor to just roll the ball up the floor and catch it at half court.
Flagler gets the 2, and Baylor calls a timeout. The Bears will still have 1 timeout left. 39 seconds before this one is complete. Greg McDermott was asked about that. He said, no one has to remind me of that. That was a tough day for our program. A day that he remembers. None of these players were obviously involved during that time, but the fan base remembers and the head coach remembers, and Doug McDermott, maybe watching from San Antonio, also remembers. 4 seniors along with Doug McDermott, Ethan Raggi in attendance. He lives in Denver, taking this one in, maybe texting some of his teammates. And look, there's always 2 sides to March Madness. Looking at Langston Love, who didn't get any playing time, dealing with that scratched cornea. He got 5 minutes in on Friday.
And one of the things we talked about in this particular game, Baylor couldn't get off to a slow start. It needs to get off to a fast start against Creighton, and it didn't happen.
Out there for Cryer. Rebound to Shireman.
Travel.
And he walks with it.
He did. The referee's like, yeah, I'm shaking my head. Yes, you traveled.
Become one of the fan favorites. The transfer out of South Dakota State. Cryer again for 2. And Baylor will call its final timeout. And Cryer has a career-high 30. Talk about baby steps. You know, I mean, it's March Madness, right? We've seen some crazy things happen. 22.7 seconds left to play.
Yeah, Baylor's got to hope that they can get some turnovers, and they have to shoot threes.
Get some steals, shoot threes, hope for some misses at the free throw line, and everything has to go right.
Make some threes here. Starts with your defense, because if you drive, Creighton is not going to foul you. There's no old-fashioned three-point plays in this situation.
And Ryan Kalkbrenner with double figures, 7 rebounds, sort of a modest performance for him. The biggest story really is the contribution he's gotten from Nembhard and the other 2 sophomores. Kaluma and Alexander, they've combined for 58 points tonight. Baylor nearly got the pick and nearly got the turnover it was looking for.
And Nembhard, before this game, his career high was 25 points against Arkansas.
That's right.
An Arkansas team that's going to the Sweet 16.
Clock issues.
Yeah, Eric Curry there at the monitor trying to figure out the clock issue. Paul Sells, Raymond Natilli, your officials here tonight.
And what a job they've done for the free throw line. The Creighton Blue Jays are 22 of 22.
That's called perfection.
Did you learn that, Avery?
At Southern University.
Oh, okay. Just wondering.
They apparently ask him that at Southern. They don't do that at Michigan State.
And Smitty, I didn't even need my glasses to read on the monitor.
You did?
22 for 22. I didn't need my glasses.
You didn't need them?
No, not for 22 for 22.
I mean, I just give the Blue Jays and McDermott's team a lot of credit. Nembhard controlled the pace, but also being able to knock down threes. Kalkbrenner only had 10 points, but boy, did he make a difference being a decoy for the Blue Jays.
We're going to let Alexander dribble a little bit and dribble off some time. No fouls yet committed. The clock is ticking. The clock is going. And Creighton has done it. Punches its Sweet 16 ticket for the second time in 3 years.
Final score